Good morning, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. With great honor and pleasure, I welcome you all to this auspicious occasion of AABN's 103rd webinar series. I know time does not stop for anyone, and it takes a lot to take some time out of your busy schedule to be here, and for that, I thank you. But one thing I can assure you is that at the end of the session, the experience you take home will be worth the time you all spared today. Over the past couple of years, we have been able to put together online programs to keep our AABN community not just engaged, but also meet a range of inspiring people who can help shape your ideas and thoughts. The resource person for today's webinar is Ms. Pongal Punitha, founder and director, the Infinity Leaders Academy, Chennai. The topic for today's webinar shall be Art of Self-Belief, How to Rejig the Brain. The theme of today's webinar says that a strong belief and a positive attitude is most vital for success in life. You can achieve it if you believe in yourself. This saying holds true in our walk of life. If we make realistic goals and strive towards it, then success is no more a dream. Some achieve success without much effort, and a few others with relentless effort. Life is challenging with lots of ups and downs, so we need not run away from the battlefield, but stay on till the war is over. Every lesson of life makes us a stronger person. The fact is, when we are unconcerned about the results, we focus better on our efforts, and the outcome turns out to be much better than expected. We have to keep ourselves motivated whenever we struggle with our task. By getting demotivated, we begin to lose our faith and doubt our abilities. Look in the mirror and see a better you. Your self-belief can help you climb mountains. In today's webinar, Pongal Punitha will deliberate on the topic Art of Self-Belief, How to Rejig the Brain, with various examples, making the session very interesting and lively. She also will explore various aspects of building positive attitude and self-belief and confidence, especially meant for the business community. Pongal Punitha, in her speech, will also stress on the various aspects of personality development like art of life, practice to achieve the goal, to learn from failure, self-respect, honesty, and the need to motivate self and others. We have an awesome speaker with fresh perspectives to address us today. She believes a strong self-belief will impact your ability to do things right. Before I hand over the floor to Pongal Punitha, let me quickly run you through her achievements, a long list that has been cut short rather reluctantly by me to save time. Pongal Punitha is the founder, director of the Infinity Leaders Academy. She has been in the education industry for over 2.5 decades. She is an expert in connecting the three corners of the triangle of an educational institution: the students, teachers, and the parents. She has created turnaround history in reputed institutions in the modalities of new age parenting, student-teacher relationship, parents-institution relationship, leadership training, English language certifications, and the participation of students in competitive examinations. She was born on the day of Pongal and hence Christian so. She was the first female to become a graduate from her village in Thoothukudi district. She is a qualified teacher with a master's degree in English from Annamalai University and a master's in public administration, MPhil in English, and a bachelor's degree in education. Her certificates hail her English language and teaching skills. She is an international motivational speaker and a life coach, and easily connect with the audience and make a bell ring in them. In introspection, she has authored a book, Dive Deep Within. Her vision is to transform females for creating better tomorrow for their children and self by empowering people. She is seen as a synonym of positivity through her enthusiasm, attitude, words, and writings. She is a life member of Chinmaya Mission, Hypnotic Circle, a volunteer at Putri, an NGO, and various social forums. During this pandemic, she has trained 1,500 teachers, given orientation for 5,000 parents, and trained 1,000 individuals on soft skills through her webinars. Pongal Punitha's style, her knowledge on the topic, and her ability to engage the audience will ensure that attendees today walk away with several key takeaways. It will ensure that your attendance at the webinar today was more than worthwhile. I'm not going to make you wait longer. We'll let Pongal Punitha take over and regale you with her astute experiences and fresh ideas. Thank you, and over to Pongal Punitha.
Thank you so much, Gopi sir, for that. You've taken from a LinkedIn profile and you read almost half of it. And thank you so much for this opportunity and for that warm welcome. May we have more people on camera, please? It looks like as if I'm talking to my laptop screen. May we have more people, whoever can turn on their cameras, if unless you're not driving or some, it'll be like at least talking to some people. Yeah, that's so nice. I have a few cameras on. If you can spare that time, that will be worth it, definitely. Thank you so much, those of you, for switching on your cameras, and some of you who are just making those necessary arrangements to switch on your cameras. So, the topic for the day is, let me share my screen. Art of self-belief, how to rejig your brain. 1 second. Yes. Okay. So how to rejig the brain? How are you going to create it in your brain? So we're going to start something with about the brain. We have a lot of knowledge. We've learned it in our school days about the parts of our brain. I'm sure that biology students, all of us would have had biology until our grade 10, and we'd have learned all this. The frontal lobe, which is important, which is the part which helps us in taking decisions. And this is the free will, the cerebral or the cortex, cerebral cortex or the neocortex as it is called. It gets into, it's called the free will. It takes almost 90% of our brain, where we have the choice of our thoughts making everything happen. And moving on to the parietal lobe, it takes care of the sensory organs. The other senses taken care by the temporal lobe. I'm not going to dig into the science of it. We have the Google master who can always go and Google. Again, a little more, just to tell you about, like, it looks so small. I weigh 98 kilos, but my brain is only around not even 1 kilogram of my weight. So it just weighs 2% of our body mass, but uses 20% of our energy spent. 20%, just imagine, because we do not. So may we have everyone. So if we can, it uses 20% of our energy. So we have to be mindful. We just keep on thinking everywhere our energy getting spent as it happens in a physical time. 86 billion neurons, 1 quadrillion, all these, just to tell you how mammoth it is. It is just, they say it's about of your fist size, but how much it can do. So now, what creates impact on our brain? Those are things, few things that we take it for granted. I'm just going to brush up a little of activities that create an impact. Our sleep pattern. We've been told that we should sleep a 7 hour or an 8 hour, but how many of us are doing it? So when this lack of sleep, any activity that goes on for a while creates a root map, like in a dent in your brain, that creates many aftermath effects. So your lack of sleep makes you more anxious, indecisive, and you get into a lot of later problems, your psychological and physiological problems, when you deprive your body of it. Prolonged stress. This has become one. Even my KG child tells me, "Ma'am, I'm stressed." And what is stress? Do they know what is stress? Because they've been hearing of the word stress. So how long, if you're going to keep on your stress? So we're going to look into ways of mitigating all this also. Love and hate have equal impact. So we feel that love has some positive impact and hate has some negative impact. But the depth, the intensity of the impact is the same. So we have to be more mindful. Dehydration. 80% of our brain is made of water. So when you don't drink the required amount of water, it affects your brain, your thoughts, your decision making, your memory power, everything gets pregnancy. During pregnancy, you might have seen females becoming a little agitated or not getting into as they used to be, because there is a kind of a lull in the brain which affects on the social skills. They think more about it is required for creating the bond between the mother and the child. So pregnancy has an impact on our brain. And when we take abundant sugar, I take a lot of abundant sugar, especially the chemically made sugar. Are we taking that sugar? That has a lot of impact on our brain also. And all the activities that our brain is required upon? Maternal feelings. That love, that bonding has a very positive impact on our brain. Painting. Take kids to painting, or you look at a painting. Just take a painter brush and try to do something. You will see how you become light. Whatever be it. You might not be a big artist, doesn't matter. Pick it up and try. You will see the impact. And the best thing that you can do to have a very positive impact on your brain is reading. Are we reading? Are we teaching our children to read nowadays? We're making them, none of us, why are our children not, why aren't our children reading as we were reading? Why aren't our grandchildren not reading as we used to do? It's only because they do not have role models in front of them. We keep telling, but do we do it? May I have some, okay, so those of you on camera, can I see your right hands up? I have an exercise for you. I would like to see the right hands on the camera. So those of you can sit on your cameras. I'm going to see you all. And okay, so this is an exercise that I've been doing it for the past 2.5 decades. And I've been, not your virtual hands. I say I have a Samsung SM with a virtual hand. I said physical hand. I would like to see your physical hand up. And I hope you all know this is Chin Mudra. Please ensure that it is, your hands are visible on the camera, okay? Now you're going to do as I tell you, okay? You're going to do as I tell you. Fingers on your head. Fingers on your head. Fingers on your forehead. Fingers on your chin. Fingers on your chin. Where's your chin, my dear friends? Why is your chin on your cheek? Where's your chin? I said fingers on your chin. Ah, yes, sir. Thank you. Finally, I don't know your name. It says IU plus. You moved it. Why is your finger still on your cheek? I said chin. I said fingers on your chin, but I kept it on my cheek. And what did you people do? You didn't even realize that I was telling that. So though I told you, you were imitating my actions. I told you to do what I say. I did not ask you to do what I did. But what are we doing with our children? We want them to do what we say, but we do something else. We don't do what we say. So reading is another aspect that I would really inform or be just like everyone to know. Please ensure that we're reading, which has a lot of positive effect on your brain. So now I have an exercise again. I want everyone, if you have a pen and a paper, that's enough. Don't use your mobiles or your calculators. If you have a pen and a paper, ducklings follow the duck. Thank you. So if you have a pen and a paper, like I'm going to give you an exercise. It's nothing but 1-digit and 2-digit addition problems, but I'm going to give you a minute and I have 60 problems for you. You're going to do 60, it's just one and single, but please ensure, but you'll waste time if you're going to use your calculator and all. That's not, I'm not good. I have a timer also there. Okay. So we're going to see how many of you can complete all the 60. I'm basically a teacher. So I'm giving you some exercises on a Sunday morning. So here, are you all set with the paper? Yes. Okay. So, yes. Okay, good. Thank you for that lone yes. Okay, so shall we start? I have the timer. Okay, and here you can see, I'm going to show you the question paper and I'm going to switch on the timer. Okay, once the 1 minute gets over, I'll close and then we'll get back to the answers also. I want to see how many of you have answered. Are you all ready? Yes, if I can have a thumbs up or a message somewhere in the chat, I will know people are there. So, yes. Okay, fine. Here are the problems and I start the timer. You have a minute. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So how many sums were you able to complete? Can I know the number? Anybody was able to do the 60 or 50 plus? Anybody who could do 50 plus sums? Yes. 15. Yeah, I can have it in the chat. Please write down the number. How many sums were you able to complete? Can I have it on the chat? I see 20, 20, 27, 33, 35, 50. 33 and 50, that's bogus. You said 33 first and now you're doing it 50. You took a screenshot or what? 38, 38. What more? How many? 47. That was great. 16. Okay, 32. Okay, good. Do you know that this is one of the brain activity, one activity that can enhance the brain? Did we ever think of this so seriously? How many times would your parents given you something called your mental math? Manakanaka, they give you the names and they ask you how many times? I remember my dad telling, and I remember my grandmother counting the quarters and the like 1/8 of a quarter and all, like just like that. But we found it difficult to add fractions. But children now, for everything they use the calculator, don't they? But then this is a simple activity which can enhance the brain. So I'm going to show you the questions once again. As the teacher, I'm going to give you the answers also. So the teacher should give the answers. So here you have the answers. You can check. I don't think you will need the answers to check. I mean, my answers to check your answers, but still to complete the process. Okay. So we are going to look into the effective ways to boost our brain power. So what all can we do? Simple calculations against the clock. That's very important. You should be able to do or practice. We used to give 100 sums in 3 minutes for children, for primary children. We used to give 100 sums in 3 minutes. Initially, we start with 10 sums, 20 sums. We slowly increase. In 3 months' time, children, like at least 50% of the class will be able to finish 100. It's only a mental exercise to boost your brain power. Slowly, for children, we used to give all the 4 major operations. It will be simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but it will be mixed. So just imagine in 5 minutes, children will finish 100. In 3 minutes, I'm sorry, in 3 minutes, children will finish 100 sums. So it is one easiest way to boost your brain power. Simple calculation against time. That's very important. You should be chasing or racing against time. And physical exercises. I'm not talking about those hard physical, something to move your body, something. Are we doing it? I'm a very lazy pumpkin. I've only started recently about physical exercise because I remember my people telling me like, reduce your weight, but I've never listened to people. But are we doing? But right now, only now I understand that has a lot of power, that impact on my brain. So physical exercise and good sleep, very, very important. So this is very, very important, which as we age, we start ignoring it, something we don't focus upon. So good sleep, reading is very, like, doesn't matter how you read, like whether you read from your digital device or read, not audiobooks alone, again, read. But holding a physical book, nothing is equivalent to holding a physical book and reading. I don't know how many of you enjoy that, but that's something, it boosts your brain power. So whenever you feel a little down or you feel that you're getting into fatigue, do one of these. Mindfulness, sit in meditation. What do I mean by meditation here? Do I mean to ask you to put away everything and just sit simply without doing anything, listen to your music or just, no. What I mean by here is be there wherever you are, 100%. I'm here, I'm talking, I'm looking only at the screen, I'm here to focus. I should not be thinking about my grandchildren out or my daughter here, there, nothing. Two, when you're into something, when you're writing, look into every stroke of yours and write. When you're typing, look into the content and do anything. Being there in the present is mindfulness. Practice that and you will see the difference of how things change. Good food, we all know that. Good food. Starving is not good at all, but then we have many ways to reduce our weight, and so we think a lot on, but then a balanced diet, they call it a Mediterranean diet, a mix of everything. So ensure that I'm not asking you to spend a lot on your diet. No, I don't mean that again. Our culture is that you have everything in the tiny little things that they mix. The color, they say, have a mix of all the color in your food. Natural color, not the food colors, okay? Not the additives. I'm talking only about the natural food. Vegetables in all color. So make it in all color and eat. That gives you the balance set. If you don't, let us not get into the too much of science of and find out or weigh everything, see the calories and all. Just do it and you will see the difference. So these are some simple ways to boost your brain part. Getting into depending on each other for our brain, making the most of our brain. Initially, we were dependent upon people, isn't it? When we were kids, when we were babies, we needed someone. So when you're dependent on somebody, the effect can never exceed one. Though it might be 1+1, we have someone to support us, the result will never be equal to 2 because it is neither our 100% nor their 100%. So it will be either equivalent to 1 or a little, not much bigger than 1, not much bigger. When you get into a dependent mode, it is 1+1, the cost. But effect, again, you don't know. It might be equivalent to 2 when it comes to effect. It might be equivalent to 2 or it might be little lesser than 2, depending on the commitment of both the individuals. So dependence and dependence, independence, and now getting into interdependence, which is collaboration. That is what has brought us all here, collaborating with each other, staying in touch. And it is 1+1 is either greater or equivalent to 3. Logically, 1+1 should be 2. But when we are interdependent, see, I used to I heard a layman's quote from somewhere. You have 1 rupee and I have 1 rupee. If I give you that 1 rupee, you will have 2 rupees and I'll have none. Whereas when I have an idea and you have an idea, both of us share that idea, you will have 2 and I'll have 2. And when we make it put it into action, it will become 3 + 3, 6. It might be against logic, but that is the power of interdependence. So how do we bring it in? The power of many. Can I have some answers and how do we harness the power of many? I would like to have some answers in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and tell me, how do we bring in collaboration? How do we bring in the power of many? Or how do we harness that power? May I have some answers? Yes? Anyone who would like to say, it's really boring to hear my voice throughout. I mean, yes, I'm basically a teacher who's always interactive. So who would like to better communication and teamwork, more social? Yes. What more? I would like to hear some voices also. Good that I'm getting answers on the chat box. By helping others, interconnected. What more? Anybody who would like to, have we allowed them to unmute themselves, Gopi sir? You're muted.
We can.
They can. No, they can.
Yeah, we can lead by example, as you already quoted. Yeah, ducklings follow the duck, right?
Yeah.
So,
no, that was from the chat, actually. Ducklings follow the duck.
yeah,
actually.
that is me who has written.
Okay.
And maybe a kind of building trust or confidence between us.
Beautiful. You're giving all my answers. Reaching big goals, open for ideas, sharing is caring. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything more? Thank you, ma'am.
Mutually contributive. Mutually contributive.
Mutual contribution. Yes. Okay. What more?
Creating a culture of collaboration.
How do we do that is my question, actually. How do we?
By having an empathy between the team members.
Empathetic, being empathetic. Okay, thank you. I heard someone else. Padma Priya, yes, please.
We can bring in collaboration by finding a common ground and mutual interest and
Common ground, identifying common grounds. Yes, thank you. Anybody
We can
else?
create a supportive work environment.
Supportive work environment. Okay, excellent. Any other answers?
Brainstorming between the people.
I think I might
Among
ask
us.
to like, I think you are this one student who keeps like answering. So I might have to ask, yes, my dear
Yeah,
child,
I
please.
know,
Yeah.
because I've been also a teacher.
Okay, thank you. And now for a while, I would request you to stop answering. I want others. Thank you. Anybody else who would like to give an answer?
Complement each other.
Complement each other. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that is complementing LI and LE both, right? The word. Yes, who else? So it is, there are harnessing that power, isn't it? The power of many, how do we harness is what we are going to look in now. Harnessing the power, that power of many. So what do we do? Aspects of collaboration. So how do we get into collaboration? Should we wait for someone or entire team? We want to collaborate with a big group of people. Do we wait for everyone to come on in sync with each other and then start, or how do we get into that? What do you think? What do you think? Again, we are all adults and I would like to have ideas. It's not me alone. It should be there. Yeah. How do we do it? Like when we get into it, do you think that we like to wait? I want to do like join with 5 of the like-minded people or people in the same industry and collaborate. So here, should I take the lead or should I wait for everyone to take equal responsibility and then join? What do you think is the most right thing?
Initiate the first step. Initiate the first step.
Yes, you initiate the first step. Okay, beautiful.
Me.
You, yes, I understand that. I understand. Must take the lead. Yes, Murli, thank you so much. Who else? Have ice-breaking session? Yes, okay. Beautiful. New thoughts. Okay, what more? What more can we do when we want to collaborate? How do we create that idea? Break that idea. Yes, how do we, you have an ice-breaking session and you break that ice. What more can we do about taking the lead? Yes, sir.
Make the superordinate goal clear to the team.
Will you please repeat, sir? I didn't hear you clearly.
Make the, let's say, common ground or the objective or superordinate goal clear to all the team members.
Okay. That's also, you make everyone clear of the agenda. And then, like, what is our goal? What is the destination? What is the dream that we have in collaborating is what. Thank you, Lee. Listen to team for suggestions and ideas. Utilizing common facilities, bringing clarity, so many ideas. So what can we do? What are the aspects? Yes, as you all rightly said, first take the initiative. It's individual motivation. We cannot expect everyone to be equally motivated like us and wait. So take the lead. When you have thought about an idea, Mathria says, when an idea has come into you, remember that you're worth it. And that is why you got that idea. So you take that first step and respect the worth or give value to the worth of every individual whom we are bringing in collaboration with, or getting into collaboration with. And as we move on, let us recognize the work or the efforts of every little individual. It might be a simple thing, but doesn't matter. Let us build the spirit by recognizing the efforts, and we have to have engagement practices, positive and ongoing, effective stakeholders engagement practices, some kind of place or a forum where we are able to share positively, give a pat on each other, move on, handhold if there is a requirement, support, encourage, appreciate, do all that positivity for moving on. Now, this is where we feel that many a time collaborations fail. Why do collaborative efforts fail? Because collaboration is supposed to be bringing the most of all of us, bringing out the most of all of us. the best out of us. But many a time we feel that collaborative efforts fail. Can I have some answers again? Why do you think collaborative efforts fail?
Lack of trust.
Lack of trust, beautiful.
Hidden agenda.
Hidden agenda, wow, oh my God, a lot of experiences, I believe.
Not driving towards
lack
common
of
objective.
ownership, yes.
Not driving towards common objective.
Not getting into the common objectives, not driving towards a common objective, yes. What
And
more?
as
What
well,
more?
we don't harvest and share the collective discoveries.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Rivalry within the teams.
Rivalry, we don't share the harvest, beautiful. Lack of mutual respect, yes. Lovely, lovely. Okay, you you come to the point. Thank you for taking me to the point. So here, lack of trust was the first thing that I also. Is it because of lack of trust, or is it the ego, the clash, or is it lack of transparency? Or do we feel unappreciated, not aligned to common goal, over competition, confused? Okay, that's coming out of the messages. Efforts not recognized, self-esteem at stake. Why do these apprehensions and suspicions come in? Why do you think these things come in? Why? We have all spoken out of experience, vested interest. Yes, Murli. All of us seem to have a lot of experiences, bitter experiences in making collaborative efforts. So why do you think that these apprehensions and suspicions? Any idea? Anybody who would like to tell me, why do you think that we're getting into such apprehensions? And even before we start, we have a lot of apprehensions and suspicions. We're not starting out of trust. Even there, is he aligned properly? Is she aligned properly? Are we on the same platform? Does she share my ideology, or will she be able to understand my ideology? So many apprehensions and suspicions. Why? Will you accept that it's because of our belief system? It's because of our belief system. If you feel you're going to, if you believe that you're going to basket it, you will basket it. When you have suspicions and apprehensions, you will definitely fail. So it starts with your beliefs, with your own belief. It's my own belief, not somebody else's belief. I can't change your belief, nor can you. So we can change only our belief. So these apprehensions and suspicions come only out of our belief system. May I have some comments on this picture now? May I have some comments on this picture? Yes.
I believe
please.
I am a lion, but I'm a cat.
You are a cat, but you believe you are a lion. Okay, when did this happen? When does this happen?
And my belief system is I.
Sorry.
Self-appraisal.
Yeah.
Self-appraisal.
Yeah.
During self-appraisal, though you are a cat, you believe that you're a lion. Is it true or not? Is it true or not? Mrs. Chandrakala, I believe, are you answering, or there's a conversation going on there? Yes. Yeah, like I heard it from someone telling that during appraisal, though I'm a cat, I believe that I'm a lion. But are you a lion? Are you just faking yourself, or do you think that you're a lion?
I believe that I am a lion.
You believe, you trust
And
that
I'm
you
not
have the
doing
ability.
this to fake myself or others, but I instead believe that I am a lion.
Very good. Inside you believe. Okay. Okay. So yes, again, any other answers?
Yeah, I'll answer in a different manner.
Yes.
My capability may be only that of a cat, but if I sincerely believe that I have the capability of a lion, I will be able to move forward and achieve things without any, let's say, reservations.
Stalin sir,
So
you're doing
really
my role,
breaks
I believe.
the barrier.
Thank you. I think you are playing my role, Stalin sir. Giving all explanations which I have planned to give. You're giving my explanations and you're playing my role. Thank you. And so what more? What more? Any other answers?
We don't trust ourselves that we can do it. And even though we are lying, we see ourselves as cats.
Wow.
Reverse.
You are talking about the reverse. Beautiful. I was waiting for this answer. I thought, oh my God, these people seem to be very positive and none of them are giving to these answers. Yes. You feel that you're a lion, but you're showing yourself as a cat. Like there are some apprehensions about it. When you are a kitten, you think you're a lion. You believe that you're a lion. But when you really become a cat, you become a lion, but you don't feel that of a lion. You feel that you become a kitten or a cat. So it's either way around. You reverse roles. You reverse your personalities. You reverse your capabilities, your capacities, your efficiency, anything, everything. So you believe, as a kitten, you believe you're a lion. And you grow up to a lion. Once you become a lion, you start feeling that you're only a cat and not a lion. So here, everything depends on our belief system. So how does it happen? Our beliefs are dynamic because they keep changing. They're not static, it's dynamic. I'm sure that you would have heard about placebo and nocebo effect, where you can place when nothing is there. Like one lady had nothing in her, but she was induced medically for some research. She was induced by giving her with doing no test, but showing that some test, taking some blood from her, taking some tests, conducting some tests, and telling that she's highly, diabetic, and that was induced in her. Whereas one lady who was very diabetic was given a medicine, nothing but distilled water, but told her that it is the greatest medicine that she could, and she was cured of her diabetes. Another person was given a medicine which will induce more diabetes, telling that it is going to cure her disease, and she was cured. So what is happening here? It's only playing with your beliefs. You believe. I remember my mom telling always, believe the doctor. So when you go into a doctor, do we have beliefs nowadays? No. Do we believe our doctors? Do we believe? We feel they are very commercial. So let's not get into a doctor when you don't have the belief at all. So these are the ways beliefs can make changes in your lives. But how do they get created? From where do we get our beliefs? First thing is reinforced memories. I have a memory of being hated by people. So even when someone really shows love, I become apprehensive and suspicious. I'm not able to accept because I've never had anyone love me. So I believe that I am not worth of love. I'm giving you an example, simple example. Similarly, you might have started, you can start well, but you cannot close properly. You always start you have many ideas, you can give many ideas, you start implementation, but sustenance is not there. It's only because you had some experience in the past and you started reinforce. No, I'm not fit enough. I don't have the talents. I don't have the skills. I don't have the resources. I'm not worthy of it. You have all those preset organized filters. Because of the reinforced memories, you have those filters. No, I cannot do it. Because I did many a time, I didn't work out. So no, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. What happens? This become internal commands. So unknowingly, you tell your subconscious mind, or you fed your subconscious mind that you can't, this and that, all negative. So when you can work on it, like I'm sure that we would have had many a time when you wanted to get up early in the morning, but you were not able to get up the night before you go to sleep. You have told yourself, I should not be late. I should not be late. I should not be late. And you will see that you are late when you get up, because Galaxy M31. Yeah. Okay, so what happens is mind cannot take negative instructions, suggestions. So when you say, I don't want to be late, it leaves out that not. And what is the command then you're giving yourself? I do want, you're giving a reinforced command. I do want to be late. So you're naturally late. So your internal commands become the order of the day. So reinforced memories create some filters, which in turn create those internal commands, and that become your beliefs. It's very, very deep. So we might have to go a little slower to erase off, take it off, uproot and clear it up. So we have some mindset traps also. What are those mindset traps? We compare ourselves with everyone. People of our area, our family, our letters, our neighbors, we might think that equal talent, and we feel no, and that person is able to do it. It never happens, it's my all written here, can't help it. You keep comparing and your mind. So what happens again? Reinforced memories, filters, internal comments, and it's a trap of self-doubt. You get into doubting yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You start doubting. Every time there is a if and but question. If this does not happen, but if it goes this way, every time there is an if and but, it creates self-doubt, which gets into a lack of inspiration, especially when you have to wait a little longer than you expected. You wanted to do something within, you had a time frame. We have all time framed goals now. We've been reading and listening and watching a lot of things. So we feel, okay, goals, it has to be time bound, and we have, but if in that time is getting delayed, that waiting time gives us all the suspicions in us, the traps in us, and gives those reinforced memories, those filters, and give those internal command, which tells us that we are not worth it. So these are some traps. Let's just become aware of all this and get away from these disempowering 3Ds, doubting ourselves. When we take, so I love that quote from Adria, which says, like, if a thought has come in you, remember and believe that you're worth it. Nobody gets that doubt. A thought. Only you have got it. So remember that you're worth it. And we diminish the thoughts also. We diminish things. You would have achieved something. But you might not have reached that level of whom you look up to. Like probably you might not be as rich as your other family members. You might not be as affluent or as influential as your friends. Might be. But you don't know where you started from. From there, here, you diminish your efforts, and also you dismiss the blessings or the good things that we have. So we doubt things, we diminish and dismiss. So these are the most disempowering days of our life. So we will have to start accepting, believing, and give, like, don't wait for someone to come and give you a pat. You have 5 fingers, take it here and give good job, Pongal. I don't expect anyone to tell me I've done a good job. I say, like, good job. I'm getting goosebumps. See, whenever you take it seriously and when you do it, you get good job. I don't mind. People might not have walked in my shoes. They don't know what I've gone through. So I don't have to wait for anyone to give me a pat and tell me good job. So work on this and you will see the results of creating good beliefs. So what are the prerequisites? We just got to have something that we have to do in our perception. How do we look at things? Do we doubt things always with the cynical eye, a critical eye, analyzing eye? Shift in your perceptions. So when you have to change your beliefs, there are few things that you have to work upon. One is your perception, and moving on this, thinking from nowhere to now here. I'm here now, from here, where? So instead of nowhere to now here, and now here to from here to where. So that itself gives you a lot of change within. If you can look into that,
when
and I'm just giving you one more
bag, and that picking out of the bag is called a trial.
Do you hear that? Actually, it's a probability of taking a yellow marbles from a bag of 8 marbles. So just listen.
There's 8 possible things I can do. So when I think about the probability of picking a yellow marble, I want to think about, well, what are all of the possibilities? Well, there's 8 possibilities. 8 possibilities for my trial. So the number of outcomes, number of possible outcomes, you could view it as the size of the sample space, number of possible outcomes. And it's as simple as saying, well, look, I have 8 marbles. And then you say, well, how many of those marbles meet my constraint that satisfy this event here? Well, there's 3 marbles that satisfy my event. There's 3 outcomes that will allow this event to occur, I guess is one way to say it. So there's 3 that satisfy the the event or the constraint right over here. So it's very simple ideas. Many times the words make them more complicated than they need to. If I say, what's the probability of picking a yellow marble? Well, how many different types of marbles can I pick? Well, there's 8 different marbles I could pick. And then how many of them are yellow? Well, there's 3 of them that are actually yellow.
So in math or in a problem, you have a definite number of possibilities. But life provides you with the matrix of pure possibilities. It's infinite possible outcomes. So you just cannot work on the number as in probability. So believe in that there is a possibility of infinite possibility of things going the way I want. Moving on to eliminating self-limiting beliefs. How do we get away from self-limiting beliefs? Your default answer. Many of us, when someone asks us a question, how do we start our answer? No, what I mean is, no, wait, listen. So every time we start with a no. So thereby, we are indirectly giving a suggestion to our brain that we are not ready to accept answers from others. So we are not open. So that slowly gets into you and you do not have any other, you become unable to take suggestions at all. You work only with your brain and you are not able to, you don't know why you want to take, but you're unable to take. So reset your default answer. Change your vocabulary. There's one thing that again, this is a little of NLP here, I'm sure that we will have some NLP masters here. Must, should, have brings in a lot of strain on your muscles. But when you say, I can, I will, it gives you take the response. I want to. I can and I will and I want to. I take the responsibility. So I take the responsibility and it gets into myself. But when I say I must, I should, if you can do it with force, you feel your muscles getting stressed, like, you can feel the constraint of it. So you will have to change your vocabulary. Changing your vocabulary changes the way we get in our thoughts. Change your vocabulary. Now, how do we get out of these self-limiting beliefs? Start with reasonable goals. Do you understand? I'm not talking about, okay, within this 3 months, I will earn this or I will reach, nothing like that. I want to clean my table today, or I want to clean this water bottle today. I take this water bottle and I say, like, I will take this water bottle and I will clean it today. Take something as simple as that and do it. What happens, you're cheating your brain. By informing your brain that when I decide on something, I will do it. So unknowingly, you start believing that when you set goals, you will do it. So you are educating yourself in that way and you complete it. You set some reasonable goals. I want to finish something today. Some simple thing like, arranging your bag, arranging your cupboard. Cupboard also, it's a little bigger thing for many of us. Anything for that matter, even your handbag, your office bags, your own table drawer. Take some simple thing. In a day, have some 5 to as many as possible, simple things. Take time. Like, okay, today I've decided my goal is that I will do this and I want to do it. I know I can do it. I will, I can, I want to. It's not that I must do it, I should do it, I have to do it. No, it has to be, I will do it. Yeah, I want to do it. I can do it. And when you do it, good job. Here, you are faking your brain. Your brain does not know, cannot differentiate between imagination and reality. So when you do this, your brain starts to believe, your subconscious mind starts to believe that you will complete your goals you set. So that you will get into your accomplishing your bed. Waking up with right thoughts from bed. Always ensure that we are going to sleep with good thoughts, not to those bad news and all those words and fights and from everywhere. So when you sleep, yesterday I went to bed with the thoughts of my presentation only. I was completely having a lot of thoughts about only these presentations. Like, okay, I think I can change this order of slides here, probably here, tweaking here. So many thoughts through the night. This is what happens. I got up only with that, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let me sit on my presentation, move whatever I had in my mind. So what are we getting up with? Detoxing. We have been talking about many detoxing, but how many bad news? Open your newspaper, it is there. Only open your, everywhere it's bad news. It's only that of Dharma and Duryodhana. Dharma couldn't find a bad person from the same locality where Duryodhana could not find a good person. Haven't we read this many a time? So only thing is, if you're going to continue listening to your bad news, you become like that. So avoid yourself as much as possible from those bad news and drop your distractions. Like, you just get distorted here and there. Pause. You will be aware. You will be aware. You can be aware when you say that I want to be aware of my distortions, and drop, start what you want to do. How do we move on to reframing our beliefs? Now, we've just seen how you change our beliefs, how to move on with limiting beliefs, and how do we reframe your beliefs. So reframing is, again, thinking positive. Are we positive about what we do? Do we love what we do? I started as a primary teacher just to buy provisions for my family. But slowly, I started loving it. And when I had an opportunity to become a lecturer in a college, like, in the university, my MPhil guide was the head of the department, and there was an opportunity. He told me, get in here. But I loved my school job so well that I refused to. It would have been a different genre altogether. But so I till date, I love what I do. Repeat it regularly. Don't just do it once in a while or once in a blue moon. Repeat. Improve your trust in yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you think that you're worthy of it? Experience winning. Again, as I told you, experience winning is not a big thing as such. It is going to be small things, actually. Like, as I told you, cleaning the water bottle, give a pat. That you are telling yourself you're one. Experience winning. And keep a thought journal. Yes, you're right. Propel your success yourself. Don't wait for someone to come and push. You want motivation. You want motivation, somebody to motivate you. Nobody has the time and energy to come and motivate you. Take your time and energy to motivate you, and be mindful of your company. Very, very important. Whoever it is, be mindful of your company. Be inspired. Inspire yourself. Like, oh God, I want to do it. I've done it. Like, good. Keep appreciating yourself. I'm not talking about, pride or boasting. I'm just talking about something like, it happened. I watched one of writer Sandilyan's interview, and I remember him telling that the interviewer asked him, like, whose writings do you like? He said Chandilyan's. Whose language flow do you like? He said Chandilyan's. And for every little question about that literature, the writing, the art of writing historical articles or whatever, all that he wrote, he was mentioning his name. So interviewer asked his question. I heard this interview probably when I was in my 8th standard or so, but I remember it so vividly because I loved that. I'm just going to repeat the words of Chandilyan and then translate it into English. Chandilyan said, Mayil tan thogai viruthu aaduvathu. He asked, actually, Chandilyan தற்பெருமை பிடித்தவர் அப்படின்னு நாங்க கேட்டிருக்கோம். Your answers seem to show that you are a person, so boastful person. நீங்க ஒரு தற்பெருமை பிடித்தவர்ன்றதுதான் உங்க பதில்கள் சொல்லுது அப்படின்னு சொன்னப்போ Chandilyan said, மயில் தன் தோகையை விரித்து ஆடுவது தற்பெருமை என்றால் இதுவும் தற்பெருமை தான். சூரியன் தன் கதிர்களை விரித்து எழுவது தற்பெருமை என்றால் இதுவும் தற்பெருமை தான். I'm just telling you, these are the actions and body language of, the way he spoke. Just Chandilyan's words. I'm just repeating Chandilyan's words because he said, a peacock, it's nature. It's natural to show its beauty. The sun has to come out in all brightness. So if I don't show off, if I don't exhibit my own worth, who will know my worth? So it is kind of like, off late, this right now we have got into places where we have to appreciate ourselves, something called as self-marketing. If I don't write about myself, if I don't talk about myself, if I don't tell my merits, how will you know about it? So inspire yourself. Be an inspiration to yourself. Look back. What have you done? Think about everything that you've done. Mark it, enjoy it, experience winning. Give that to yourself. Be inspired. Never, never, ever give up. No, never, never. I was born with a silver spoon, and I've gone with days when I didn't have rice to cook for my children. Believe me, I mean it. It is my duty to bring both my children up. And today, I sit in my own house in Chennai, having got my elder daughter married, having done my younger daughter educated in Sweden. She has taken up a job in Volvo Trucks in the R&D department in Sweden. I sit here as a proud mother. It's only the attitude of never, ever give up. Insults, humiliations, character assassinations, everything, everything. But never, ever give up. I'm not talking theories. I'm giving you personal stories here and there because I'm to tell you that I'm not talking theories. Whatever I'm doing here is out of my experience. So how do I create that unshakable faith in myself? So first thing is win in your mind. The first thing that happens is we lose in our mind. No, why do you have to think of such big things? Where will you do it? How can you make so much money? How can you reach that height? No. I wanted to get into the education department somewhere in the government. I have never gone. I've never registered in the government employment at all. Like I've been always a private school teacher, but I wanted to get into the government because I really want to do something with education with our people. But this has been my dream. And, I've met someone who's getting me into the subject expert team of Tamil Nadu government. So win in your mind first. Maniacal in your beliefs. Believe that. Like don't go out telling that, no, this is what, no. You just believe, like, I'm a maniac, like believe in your beliefs. This is what I want. This is what I would like to do. This is what I want. I know I can do it. I will do it. I will do it. And just keep praying. I believe I'm a ardent devotee of Trichandur Murugan, and I believe like he'll do it for me. He'll make it happen for me. Be maniacal. Don't ever give up. And focus on the positive. Just focus. Some little strand of hope will be there. Hold on to that strand. Hold on. Don't leave it. And you keep going. Trust your worth. You're worthy of it. Don't ever allow low self-esteem into yourself. Don't allow yourself to be demotivated. Don't allow any other person to make you feel diffident or insult you. Don't allow that. If they do it, keep away. Just get away. That's all. Trust your worth. Magnify your unfair advantage. There will be some advantage. It might look very unfair, but then you hold on to it. As I told you, a small strand of hope. Hold on. It might be a thread of hope, but hold on. And you will see that becoming a very thick rope which you can hold on, and you will move on to it. Embrace failure as a reminder to where you all went wrong and how you should not do. And just stay enthusiastic. I remember my dad telling me in all challenges, like, oh, nambike mattu vitrada. I remember that actually. So just focus on your confidence and never ever lose your enthusiasm. That gives that gives you a lot of energy. Your enthusiasm keeps you focused, and that gives you a lot of energy. I just would like to do, I think I will do it if I have time later. I just wanted to do a kind of a meditation and then move on to how we can change belief. Like I think I've already taken a lot of time, so I'll just move on to the other points and come here. Changing your life for breakthroughs, your beliefs for your breakthroughs in life. How do we change our beliefs to breakthroughs? You can have a pen and paper. I don't mind sharing this presentation with you also. So if you want, you can have a paper as we do this exercise. First thing is ask yourself. There are 3 questions to ask yourself. The first thing, where did you start? Where did we start? You are into business, you are into anything forever. Like you want to reach some height in one point, take that point and ask yourself, to be like, see, as I told you, I want to get into the subject matter expert group of Tamil Nadu. I want to get into this national level also, but let me start with the state first. So where did I start? I started as a primary teacher just to buy my provisions. That is where I started. And where do you want to go? Yes, I want to get into the national education policy frame makers, because I feel NEP has ignored a lot of school, because policy makers, many of them have never got into a school and they don't know the practical difficulties of school education. So I want to reach there. And where are you now? I'm just getting into the state level subject matter expert. So I'm just answering all these questions to just let you know how do you answer these questions. So where did you start? Where do you want to go? And where are you right now? Ask yourself these questions. And now think about your dream destination, that peak. For me, it is me invited into every forum to deliver addresses, to ask for ideas, so that is that peak. So what is your dream destination? Just write that. I'm not, again and again, I would tell you, like, we're going to do certain things and we're not going to have it reel over it, okay? So that pick. And when do you want? How long? Have your time. Like, it doesn't matter. It might happen with the time, it might not happen. So, but then for that, we cannot leave it like that. So just have a time period, time frame. When do you want it to happen? Are you empowered with the required skills and resources? Ask this question. And if you feel that you need to work upon something, start working upon. Just go through it. Again, not leaving out everything and getting into it. Just have this in mind, hold it in mind and start working at it. And now creating the roadmap. So what is the route to reach that peak? Write whatever, don't think too much, but write whatever comes to your mind. So what is your route to reach that peak? And what are the simple successes that you want to reach on your way to that point? So the route from your knowledge, like, see, my example always is like, as you start your journey in a car from Chennai to Thoothukudi, I will not be able to see my destination, Thoothukudi, from when I start in Chennai. I'll be able to see only the distance which my car's headlight can show. Only that distance. So as we move on, we'll be moving. But then I have a destination. It's not that I'm going without the destination. And I know through which road, like through which cities am I going to. So this is what I mean by the route and the simple successes. Like, I want to have my breakfast in this place and I want to buy little things here in that shop. I saw a shop there and I saw nice toys there, and so I can buy those toys. Simple successes. Again, we are doing certain things to make your mind believe that you are worth the success and the steps to achieve each target. What, from your knowledge, from this point of time, what are the steps that you believe? We will have to change here and there, change the steps, change the way we move on. That can be done. It is not hard and fast, but then we will have to do it. Now the story. After we do all that, think about the entire thing as if it has already happened. Just go through, close your eyes and sit through and chew and digest the story. You're there and it has all happened. Chew and digest the story. You see yourself there. I'm there in Delhi, in the government. And why did I raise my hand? Unknowingly, I've raised my hand. Okay, so just move on. And I digest the story. And what are my strengths? Through the journey, we might feel these are my strengths. And these have been my pain points. These are the areas where I found it difficult. And also, these are my learning points. These are my new learnings. So the story, chew and digest a story. So I'm going to share a video of a story, one of my live sessions with Mahatriya, wherein he speaks about my belief and my story. Yes.
Somewhere the more and more you see life and the more and more things get choreographed, the more and more the way these events get.
Is it very low? Is the audio very low?
No, it's fine.
Or is it? It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
Choreographed, the conspiracy of circumstances, how things happen, cannot be explained. It just cannot be explained. How things fall in place, how things drift away, how things come in search of you. It's Just imagine you making a public declaration to, she is head of a school, and you telling all the students, somehow I feel Mahatria will know me in an RTAT where 750 people is there. And in my mind, I had planned in every session I will have sharing. But I had only one session of sharing right in the beginning. Only 2 people I listened to, and one was you. Imagine you telling your students, Mahatria will come to know, and it happened. And after that, somehow the way the entire sessions got designed, there was no sharing in the rest of the entire art that didn't happen. We can never say why it happens and why it doesn't happen. The way things connect, the way things fall apart, cannot explain. In fact, some of these people sitting here, the one who brought you to this place, has never grown out of this place. And you continue to keep growing out of this. We cannot explain this. But this is how life is. So the more and more we look at life, the more and more we realize we are just a microcosmic dust in this macrocosm. And if so much is going right for us in life, or so much is happening in our life, even to develop a desire that I'm not just going to be heading a school, I want to run my own school, that desire doesn't come for everybody.
So when you desire something, it will happen. So into reflecting upon, what do we do after going through the story? Enumerate, write, or think in detail about that entire chapter. Again, repeatedly, I'm reinforcing this, the lessons learned. Very, very important is, have I taken the lessons learned? I've taken a lot of time to pick out the facts or the knowledge out of, or the wisdom out of the lessons which I've learned in life. It has been a little hard for me to take those lessons. And out of those hard experiences, I was able to realize that lessons learned. Now, after this, pick another challenge, start the entire process once again. So moving on to conclude on how do we create empowering belief. Pick one belief that has not been very supportive. Like somewhere, like, I can tell you that I've not been very patient probably. Like I believe that I've not been very patient. It's again a belief. I have been patient to now. So just take one belief and ask question about that belief. To ask questions about yourself. Have I been always impatient? So you will have some places where some answers will contradict that belief with positive examples. No, I was patient here. I was patient there. So you'll have any number of examples which will contradict your belief. So here you're picking out one belief that has not been very supportive, asking questions to yourself about that belief, contradicting that belief with positive examples, and rewrite that into an empowering belief, into a statement, assertive statement. So rewrite into that as a empowering, write that into an empowering belief with an assertive statement. That's very important. And it should not be a complex sentence. As much as possible, make it into a sentence of 5 or 6 words. So rewrite that. And here come, Haripriya, your question. Write it for 21 times for 21 days with total conviction. Yes, writing affirmations or reciting affirmation is very, very helpful. But writing affirmation is very, very, very powerful. You will see things happening the way it has to happen. You will get into that peace that you want. You will get into that place that you want. And forgive everyone and write it 21 times for 21 days with conviction, not mechanically. Again, most of the time, our affirmations are mechanical, where you have to go into with conviction. So believe in yourself, believe in your power, believe, and you will achieve. So thank you. Over to you for questions.
Excellent, Pongal. We had a nice session today. Thank you very much for being with us. So we'll keep the floor open for questions now. Participants, you may please unmute and ask your question.
Thank you.
Can we show the second last slide, ma'am? The second last one. Believe.
One minute. This one?
Yeah, just a second.
I'm sharing the presentation with you. Don't worry. I will share it with Gopi sir, and Gopi sir will share it with everyone. I don't mind sharing.
Great. Excellent time, ma'am. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, any questions?
Yeah, I
please
have.
unmute and ask your question. Yeah.
Yes, Haripriya.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session. I really liked it, enjoyed. Same
Thank
as
you.
an inquisitive child, I'm asking my teacher now, like you were talking about mindfulness because you quoted me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the mindfulness, like nowadays people talk about multitasking. So how do we connect this mindfulness with that multitasking? Can we do it?
when you go into mindfulness, actually, like even when you multitask, you mean simultaneously there are 3-4 things happening, right? That is what we mean by multitasking, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're doing here a bit of thing, and when you're doing here another thing, and you're doing another thing. But when you get into one thing, you can do only one thing. Am I right? Simultaneously, there will be few things happening. Am I right? Will you please answer, Haripriya?
Yes.
Yeah, simultaneously it will be happening, but you will do, like you will come to one work at one point of time, another 2 minutes you'll be another point, probably another 2 minutes, another point. Am I right?
You're right.
Those 2 minutes be there in that point, that's all.
Okay.
We confuse things. We think too much, actually. We overthink and we confuse things.
That's true.
Being in the present is mindfulness. In whatever you do.
Fine.
So those, like whatever you're doing, like see everything, so many things are happening, and we will have to, and as ladies we generally do a lot of multitasking. Kitchen, something one here, one there, but then when you do that mindfully. When you come to the other point, do that mindfully. Be in the present, that's all. Be present in the present, that's all. That's mindfulness. This is my understanding, and this is what I practice. I don't know whether it has a theory and all that.
No.
Okay?
I just wanted to link this with that mindfulness and multitasking, because people always say multitasking will also improve your brain power. That's why I'm just asking, because you have taken that topic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I see Padma Priya's hand raised. Yeah, Padma Priya. Yeah, Padma Priya, your hand is raised. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I have. You're able to hear me, right?
It's not very clear, but I'm able to hear you feebly.
Okay. So I'm here in my question. So first one was about multitasking, which already Haripriya asked. Thanks for that. And my second question is, I'm an young mother, so I feel I do know that I have to concentrate on the balance, my concentration on both my family side and professional side. And I do have that, and I do work for both. But I feel guilty towards being professional and the family also, because I couldn't able to spend time, or that kind of a guilty conscience is there, which overcloud my beliefs, and which overcloud my overall performance too.
I get you. Like you are asking about balancing between personal and professional life, and how when you are a young mother, how do you focus on your baby? Am I letting my baby suffer, and am I doing injustice both sides? Is that question? Is that your question?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, fine. Again, I would like to share my experience with you. Like here we are talking about only quality time, not quantity time. Okay, right now we don't have that probability of giving quantity time. So I can tell you, like I joined the school, principal of a school when I was 28, and my little daughter was in a UKG and my elder daughter was in a fifth standard. And I lived in a house where it was like, there was a standalone independent house. And I used to come from school late at night and all. We had an inspection the next day, and I came home around 10:30 at night. I had sent food for my children. Both the children were alone in the building. And I came and I knocked the door. I mean, I rang the bell. They didn't open. I called them on the landline. They didn't open. And I had the fear of my life. And I was banging on the door. They didn't open. And finally, like we had those slide-on windows. So somewhere with pressure, I was able to open the windows. And my children, they screamed and they came out. they had heard some noise and they slept under the window, hugging each other, and they did not get anything from me. So I cried that day. I cried a lot. I did a lot, but then coming out. So only thing is have that in mind that I have to, when I say I have to give justice, I have to, it's say, I want to do justice. Make those sentences, correct those words actually. I want to, I can, and I can do justice to my profession and my personal life. I will do it and I can do it. Just change, rephrase your thoughts like this, and you will see things happening and you'll be happy. Don't ever, I'm sure that we as mothers will never do injustice to our children. So, and we generally, when we are focused, we will be like, as we'll be able to be more professional also. So please ensure that you bring that thought, take away the thought of, am I balancing? There might be some hiccups, like ups and downs and all, but okay, accept that and correct here and there, then and there, and just move on. Don't hold on like I'm not giving time, and then you will not give time at all. So just work on your thoughts, that how do you balance? Start balancing. I want to balance. Just bring in, feed that thought of I want to balance, and you will see things happening, and it will happen. So I'm sure that I just gave you an example of how difficult it looked, and today my children have grown out of strength because of all that challenge. So believe that you will be able to balance it, and you will balance it. Okay?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Hope I've answered your question, Padmapriya.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Yes, yes. It
yeah,
really
now,
helps.
yeah.
It really helps.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Bhuvaneshwari, there is a hand up.
Yes, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good afternoon. You are Hypnotic Circle Bhuvaneshwari. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Fantastic and excellent session, Pongal.
Thank you.
Very great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
I just
you.
wanted to give my feedback. That's all.
Thank you so much.
If
Thank
it's possible, please, I also do want the recordings. It's possible for you.
It's on the YouTube. I think they have it on the YouTube.
We'll share them.
YouTube, your YouTube. Okay. Your YouTube name is?
AABN.in.
Pardon, sir?
AABN.in.
Okay.
Sir, we'll give it in the, sir, you will give it in the chat, sir. Later, take it from the chat.
Yeah,
I think they can.
I'll give
It's in the chat. You can take it from the chat.
Thank you very much.
My name, Shivaraman sir, liking your name, my name, I should express gratitude to my dad only, because I wanted to do away with this name when I was in my 10th standard, when I had an opportunity to change my name. I wanted to make it GP Punitha, but then he refused to sign the paper of changing my name, but now that has become my identity. And also, like, I'm addressed as, because of him, everyone started calling me Pongal, and I'm called only Pongal, and I get connected only if you call me Pongal. I don't get connected if you call me Punitha. So thank you. It should be my dad. Great gratitude to my dad. Yeah. So any other questions?
But
yeah,
thanks a lot. It was a great session. No questions. Thanks.
Gopi?
Yeah, yes, sir. Please, sir. Please go on, sir.
If you have time, I can share some experience for 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that.
Sure, sir. Sure. Please, sir. Please, sir.
See, this is about...
Madam Pongal ma'am, so one second. Madam Pongal ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mrs. Stalin was the director of Speaker.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to narrate was not in Speak, in some other company. So one instance was about 2 decades back, another was a few years back. Both to inform the group about positively looking at things, then naturally you find the solution. See, in the first case, I was with a big industrial house to move into a foreign assignment. I had just joined. But during one of the review meetings, I came across a sick unit which has been taken over by them, which was making losses ever since inception for 19 years. So I gave some suggestions. Then they asked, can you go and implement whatever you are saying? We do not want to listen to some flowery English from you. I said, yes, I'm willing and I'll do that. They said 2 points to be met. One is changing the culture totally and making the company to perform. It was just running at 45%. So the question put to me was, we give you 1 year time. Can you do that? I said, I'll do it in 9 months. So I was asked, what is your strategy to do it in 9 months? I said, I have no strategy. You are giving me 4 quarters. I want to do it in 3 quarters. That's the only thought in my mind. And believe me, exactly on completion of 9 months, the capacity utilization has gone up from 45% to 110%, which was not achieved for 19 years. Then I was back in the headquarters. Another instance, which was very recently in a foreign land. See, basically, I'm a fertilizer person with some exposure to petrochemicals and refinery. So I was working in the fertilizer division as advisor. So again, one such discussion time, there was a problem, big problem with mining and beneficiation. To make it simple, unless mining is performing properly, you do not get the raw material for the fertilizer plant. That was the bottleneck. So I was asked, are you willing to go and fix things? I said, absolutely. I don't know anything about mining or beneficiation. And today, this is the bottleneck for the company. Why are you risking? This is the question I asked. But my boss said, no, I have got enough confidence in you and you go. I said, I'll go, but you are the man answerable to the board and not me. You are risking your prestige too much. He said, no, I'm not risking. I'm very confident. So I moved there. Within 3 months, we increased the capacity utilization from 65 to 110%, and it became a big game changer for the entire group itself. But in both the cases, the bottom line is I only worked with the minds of the people to unshackle their potential, and performance of the company was a byproduct.
Actually, I believe in this, as you said, sir, the gut, actually. I listen to my gut. So I always tell that. Recently, as you said, there's some new knowledge called heatagogy. Okay, something called heatagogy. So I was asked to do a session by the chairman of the school, the group of schools, for their teachers, and heatagogy was new to me. I didn't know what to do with it. And he said, can you do a session? I said, fine, I'll do it. And we went in, and the whole day, we had a whole day of training. And he felt that that was the best ever session in all the 23 years of a school. So it was, I did nothing. I made everyone do things, and I was only kind of a facilitator of everything. So please, as Suzanne said, it's no point always. I've heard many people, you go unplanned. You don't plan at all. You live a planless life. But I feel, as you said, giving it to, I surrender to the divine, and
You're not audible.
Do something on entrepreneurship. So I said, I can do it. And I went to Anna University to do the, encourage children on how to train the faculty to train the children on entrepreneurship skills when I was doing nothing on entrepreneurship. So as you said, way will open up. Beautifully said, Salin sir. I very much resonate with you, because this is how I've lived my life.
Yeah, another thing is one should also have the willingness to enter into, rather to move out of his own or her own territory of comfort and venture into other things. I'll just only give a simple example. When the economic liberalization took place in 91, everybody was thinking, what is happening? What is this WTO? How do we handle it and all that? I mean, I also never knew anything about that. But then I decided that I will learn something about the WTO and give a talk to the people. Nobody asked me to do that. So I made my own research, understood what is WTO and how it was relevant to our own company. Then I made a speech to all the managers saying that this is what is the implication of economic liberalization. In our sector, this is what is going to be impacting us, and these are all we should do.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for making a few more, adding on to the points.
Can I ask one more question? Is that okay?
Yes, please. Why not?
Okay, it is relevant to the school students or the kids. linking with their parents and the teachers.
Okay.
See, a lot of the kids, they have, like, we had that kind of a problem, communication apprehensions. Okay. So these days it is much better, but kids, they still don't come up and then talk to us. I mean, explain anything fully. They keep it to themselves. How do we or slash this communication apprehensions in kids? As a parent or as a teacher.
How old is it? How old is a kid? How old is a kid, ma'am?
No, I'm just, I mean, generally
it depends on the
asking.
age of the.
Say 14
on
and
the
18.
Age.
Say 14 and 18.
Okay.
If
So
that's
okay. Okay. What we will have to do is like, so wherever we have left, actually, like what I generally suggest to parents is, from as they grow, from their 6 years onwards, even from before that, start speaking to them about everything that we do at home, like kind of like the money that you have. I used to tell because it was me as a single parent. I have 2 daughters. So when we started living, like I used to share everything with them as to what I have, all the challenges with them. And as they grew up, like from year 10 onwards, girls and boys become conscious of their physique, the changes in their physique. The girls ask, like, why am I like this, and why is the boy like that? And similarly from the boy side also, especially about the body parts. And when they see, actually, I have a grandson and a granddaughter. My grandson, like, we were expecting this question. All on a sudden, one day he asked, actually, why is it like this for me, and why is it like this for Tangachi? So these questions come up into different as they grow up, when they are 10 years and all. So it is said that when they are 10, they should be physically, from the age of 10 years, they should become physically tired, that they should sleep immediately when they go to bed. One. So, and the second thing is, start talking to them as a friend. In Tamil, we have a beautiful proverb, Tolukku Minjinal Tholan. So beautiful, like, you can have your arms around your children and start sharing. It happened that when my daughter got into her teens, actually, we were having lunch in Tiruchendur after coming from the temple. And I saw a boy staring at my daughter. He was sitting opposite. And my daughter saw me noticing it, and she put her head down. And then both the son and the mother were talking, actually. And my daughter asked me, Amma, that boy was staring at me. Now he's talking to his mother. I said, probably, are they discussing if they can ask your hand for that boy? I very casually asked her, like, she said, Amma, what are you telling? And slowly I built this relationship with my daughter. And when there was a feeling of commotion in her, the first person she could share was me. So if we can build the trust, like, we cannot expect the teachers, I don't know, like, it depends on the school again, but still, parents, because they are very close to us. They are more important to us than anyone else. So if we can break that ice and start making them comfortable in communicating with us, so they will not be able to communicate with you. So where you will have to work upon breaking that ice. I'm doing a mentoring session for 2 kids in Japan. The mother and the daughter, like, the girl is around 17. Both of them were at North Pole, South Pole. Like, I had a similar relationship with my mom. We never were in good terms. But then I had a chemistry teacher who worked with me to understand my mom. So similarly, like, here now the child, like, they have been with me for the past almost 11 months. And the mother tells me, Mom, what did you do? Because when you can make them understand, the mother, because naturally moms, we become a little more we want them to be protective, and we want, oh my God, my daughter shouldn't get into this, that. And we try to make them close, keep them secured, and they start hating us. So it's very natural for a teenager girl, and similar with the boys also. So a mother should become the girl's best friend, and the father should become the boy's best friend. So we have to work upon breaking that ice and give that comfort to the child about discussing any topic on the world. I keep telling my parents, actually, during their teenage, if your boy is not looking at a girl, and if your girl is not looking at a boy, then they are not growing naturally. There's something abnormal in them, because physiologically these changes happen, and it is very natural for them to look at them. But then be mindful, look at them. How much are they going too much into it? Just be alert, be aware of it. You should be watchful, but they should not know that you're is policing them. You will be policing them. You have to be policing them, but they should not become aware or become irritated with that. So that is where we have to see. I keep telling parents, when you have a laptop or a monitor, ensure that the monitor is towards the door. As you enter, you should be able to see the monitor as to what the child is looking into the computer. So these are small tips that we give parents, but then nothing can go beyond you creating that, you getting into the child, breaking the ties open, giving that comfort to the child, and making the child open up to you. So that's very important.
Thank you.
So Anbu sir, you can unmute and ask your question, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon, madam. I am from Singapore.
Good afternoon.
Actually, I was very nice talk by you. Only thing is, the imparting this type of friendship before the teen is a must. After the teen, their peer pressure is more than our parent pressure. This is the one I wanted to comment. Second thing is, when the process of trying to achieve a goal, whatever you say, mindfulness, everything, what is your suggestion for them when they totally disconnected with the goal or something like that? That is a major problem with the teens as well as us also. Because when we start, you told now, when we start something, we are not able to finish. Something like that type of syndrome is there for everybody, including elders or teens. It is very prevalent because they are not connected immediately. I was doing mentoring. I was trying to give him personal development, all the things. Once find money, he didn't talk to me. Then afterwards, I was trying to call him. Then I told them, boss, what is the problem and all. Then, sir, I'm not able to do this. Okay, you do this. Then the disconnecting from the process, what is the way we have to come out? It is for me also, as an elder also, sometimes we don't, we're starting and we are not finishing it. Something like this problem is there. So what type of suggestion you wanted to give?
So this is again, main thing is this is fed from someone. See, I remember my parents telling me, so, this is, my parents have told me umpteen times. I remember this very much. So I remember asking my professor at college when I was doing my BA, I identified, I don't know how I identified, but I identified this in me, and I asked my mom, how do I change myself of this? So what she did was, like, as I told you about making these simple successes, so do this, set goals and do this, like small things. When we make it a habit, sir, this is what I've been doing, sir. When I create, like, even as you said, yes, even at times I feel I start and then I don't do it. I do it until the last hour, like, so the 11th hour. So what I do is, like, every time, now it's become a little kind of a habit that I create some small things where I organize it. I do simple things to organize things, and I appreciate myself. And, this appreciation again should be very, very strong and deep. That, like, see, at the moment I take my hand and put it here, I get goosebumps. Okay, because I've made it a practice over the past few years like that. So similarly, like, I keep educating children on that. I keep telling them, are you getting goosebumps? Feel it, take it deep and all that. So one, and the next thing is, as you said, they get disconnected because there is something that is overwhelming, or then it becomes a little too much for them, for their age, and they feel that we are on, like, we have a string and want them to walk by the string and all. So they're like, by nature, I'm very, very friendly, and I talk to them with the small. The first thing that I establish with my mentees is that I'm very friendly. You can be very open, and you can talk to me on anything on the world. And somewhere, like, even at school, sir, like, when my high secondary children did a mistake, the first person they will report to is me. I was the principal. They'll come to me and they'll confess that they've done this mistake before the teacher comes to me, and they'll tell me, like, ma'am, I know that you will not be happy. So I keep educating my mentees that making a mistake is humane. The only thing that we will have to do is, let us not repeat it. Let us feel sorry for it. When you say sorry, it is that you are making a commitment that you will not repeat it. So even then, like, once or twice when they repeat it, I can tell them, like, okay, fine, it's again human. It's natural. So once and slowly you will have to change this habit. So giving them a long rope and allowing them to hang themselves is the technique that I use, sir, to get them into my fold. So I allow them to take decisions. I give them here and there, I tweak a little and I make them into, bring them in. I take a little time for bringing them into my fold, and then I slowly, I have children, sir, who don't, they are supposed to fill in a Excel sheet in the drive and update it every day. I have some children who don't do it for weeks. And I'm very firm that I don't take the session next week without that being filled. So certain things, I'm very relaxed. Certain areas, I put my foot down and tell them from day one, this is me and this is how you have to come with me. So be it with my students, be it with my teachers, be it with my mentees, be it with my own daughters, and now with my grandchildren also. So a no is a no, that's all. So only probably this is how I handle it. So I hope I have given some ideas on how I do it.
Very nice, but only about all the things I catch one is make it a habit. Any small thing. When you are suggesting anything, let them make even 5 minutes of habit that will grow. That is a one. Another case I feel I want to do a youth empowerment. So I am trying to connect with many youths. Many times empty number of times I do the same mistake. Then how to, I'm getting angry. Otherwise, if I say anything, they say you are blaming us. You are blaming me. You are blaming me. So how to overcome this type of person's attitude? Because suppose now you don't come from, so like school, no? Children come, they throw everything and go. Then we stay, you keep everything in order, then come into the hall, or come into dining table or something like that. They don't do. Empty number of time also they didn't do that type of attitude. How to change? This is one of the major problem I find in youngsters as well as some elders that they do repeatedly. If I find out that every time you are blaming me, every time the blaming, they start getting that. If I find out the small mistake, then you say you are blaming. Then they say, yesterday only you told, again you are telling. So this type of, this one, is it my unmindfulness of what they are doing, or they should do mindfulness, and how to make them to be mindfulness?
Actually, very beautiful question, because this is done by everyone. You know, I have my teachers who are expected to submit their work by one time. And when I tell them that this is the date and they don't submit it, or they don't do report to me on what it has to be done, as you said, sir, they blame us as blaming themselves. That's all. Like, you know, they say that you are very rude and you are rough. You don't treat us like human beings. All those comments come up. But then, as you said, throwing things and moving away, sir. When we had such things initially in schools, what we did was, like, when we dispersed, we expected, we made everyone look around them, pick up everything, and then move out from the place one. And some small things again and again, simple things, we reinforced that into them. We reiterated, we told them, like, no, this has to happen like this only. We are not bothered whether you're hurt, we don't bother, but this is how it has to be done. So slowly, the classrooms also, when they leave the classrooms, the benches and the chairs should be like this only. As they came in the morning, it should be left in the evening like that. So like this, very simple things, very basic things. I very much accept that children repeat their mistakes. Probably, like, if it is not a big number, if there is a big number, probably there is an issue with the culture of the place or the institution where we might have to work upon. Or if it is a small number, we might have to, I address them personally, because I find a lot of, right now, this point of time, this point of, for the past few years rather, I started my training from 2009, and I feel like we have a lot of estranged families, we have single parenting, we have, like, you know, parents, a lot of problems at home, sir. And that defines into a character of these children, or they become indifferent rather. So then we might have to, I handle them a little one-on-one and check with them, unless it's a big number. If it is a big number, then probably there is some correction to be done with the culture of the place or the organization, so that we can expect better results.
Thanks, madam. Actually,
hope I've given some answers.
No. I mean, you told, no, it is. I do counsel with somebody, some parents or something like that. This type of things comes with the parents, adult actually. Then very difficult to express, modify their attitude in the long time. So I have to almost surrender. Yes, what you are doing is correct. So can you do little bit different? So that what you call incremental change.
As you told me, like this is the technique. You are right, sir. That technique, give them a long rope and let them hang themselves. This is an English proverb which I always love, and I do it with children, especially when they don't listen. And as if they are, and make them believe that they are making the decisions and they are doing it as they like. Slowly here and there, tweak it and bring it into our fold.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
here
you very much.
I would like to add one more. If you insist so much, they start rebelling.
Yes.
So it's better to leave it. That's nice.
Thank you. We have
Okay, thank you very much. Very nice talk, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We have Chandrakala's hand up, please. Sir, do we have the time for questions still? Yeah, Chandrakala. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I am Harish speaking on behalf of Chandrakala.
Okay.
I just have a question. Even Rahul Gandhi has the belief. I am not in politics, and just it is an example that Rahul Gandhi has also believed that he would be a PM.
Okay.
But what about his belief? And the other thing is, in the startup culture today, whether it's idea makes money or money makes idea.
Okay. So here we are talking only about self-belief. We are not talking about Rahul Gandhi's belief. So like whether you don't know in the depth of his heart whether he still believes or other people are there believing he still has the chance of becoming the prime minister. So it's another totally different question. And again and again, I would say that money is a byproduct. Everywhere money is a byproduct. Take a business also. Business also is some kind of a service. So when you can do it ethically and genuinely, you will feel money coming in. Probably not in like regularly, but whenever you need it, you will have enough from somewhere, from some corner. So this is my life. This is how I've lived my life. So ideas make money make ideas everywhere. Like I have a friend, I have my friend's husband who is the chairman of a group of schools, who has enough number of ideas, wonderful ideas. His ideas will be like ahead of 50 years now from now. But then how is it practically possible to get it into a school is another difficulty. So it's not the idea or the quality of the idea, the money and all. So money is a byproduct. Please do not focus on money for every little thing. Money is required. And this is the way I take it. So this is my philosophy of life. And I do not focus very much only on money. And I've had enough money whenever I wanted. Probably not my money. Somebody would have given me as a loan, but I got it when I wanted. So let us not give money, let us that importance than anything else.
Okay, ma'am. That's just another question. What about the Dabbawalas? Didn't they believe themselves, or before Dabbawalas, the Swiggies
again
and
and again, I'm talking only about your belief and my belief. I don't know about the belief of Dabbawalas because, see, what I'm telling you is the idea again. So what you believe, like we don't know. I don't know the depth of your belief. I don't know what are your apprehensions. I don't know what are your suspicions. I don't know your doubts. I don't know your diffidence. I don't know your confidence. So without all this, it might look like a fake world outside, but you don't know what was happening inside. What was the belief inside? What was the dream inside? Like commenting on someone else. Like here, again and again, I would like to reiterate that it is me, myself. I work on myself. I work for myself. And I do things for myself. And I see things happening. I'm not against anyone. I don't go negative for anyone. I do what's good for me. So like this is the way I'm handling. So I'm again and again, as I told you, I'm not here to comment about anyone for that matter. It's only art of self-belief and how to train our brain. And if you ask me questions with regard to that, like personally, like parenting, schooling, yes, those are things. But about anyone else's belief, I have no idea. And that's none of my business is what I believe.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't have an answer for your question. Yeah.
No. It's okay, ma'am. It's clear.
Thank you.
One of the point you told is I agree 100% with you. You believe in your passion, in your work, in your career. The money is a byproduct.
Yes.
I have seen the empty number of people who run. I mean, who chase the dreams and chase the passion. The success of money is just coming in. Then who chase the money, they lose the passion in between. So that is a correct point you told that chase a passion or chase your dream, not the money in terms of, I mean, anything, but that will come automatically. Maybe not now, bit later. Because there are people who just started in 2,000 rupees job. Now they are
I started with 1,500 rupees job, sir.
Now they are $1,000 per day job. That is what the way. They didn't bother about that I have to earn this much, but they start qualifying themselves or equipping themselves as skills to make up. So anybody that these are the Dappawala, Rahul Gandhi are all maybe what do you call what do you say, some case studies. But your own belief in anything, what do you do? That makes a difference. That's what your mindfulness, you are always telling that. That is a point. The takeaway for this session is that mindfulness is the prime and the goal setting. Whatever comes, it's a byproduct. Am I correct?
Thank you so much. Thank you. No, I take life like this, and I've taken life like this, and I'm happy with my life. So
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another hand up. Are you plus? I don't know your name. Can you please introduce yourself? Hello? Are you there? I see your hand raised.
I think he's not there.
Email, can I pitch in? Ms. Pongal.
Major, thank you.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Major sir, good afternoon.
Session. Yes. Very power-packed session, full of learnings, lot of knowledge sharing. And the interaction is what I really like. People, because you'll have to bring out the best in the speaker, be interacting and asking questions. By asking questions, other people also who've been silent, who've been wanting to ask some questions, they also get enriched by the knowledge of the speaker and by the understanding shared by the participants also. Excellent session, and I should thank Gopi for having brought in Pongal ma'am for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you
for introducing me to Gopi sir, Major.
Incidentally, we have a session on hypnotic circle also, where Gopi said he'll be joining us also, Pongal.
Yes, he told me that.
2:30 today, 2:29 to be precise.
Yeah.
Major, I was in one of the session in yours. I was an NLP student of Sumati, madam. So I was participating in one of the sessions, but I am trying to do whenever time getting, I am just joining it.
Oh, good.
Anban, we will send you the link today for the today afternoon session also.
Yeah, I'll send you the Zoom link. Actually, I'll share the Zoom link. I are going hybrid. So,
Thank you.
And I would like
to have you there, either in person or through online also. You're most welcome.
The problem is Sunday become not a rest.
Yes.
Major sir, he's from Singapore, sir. Major sir, he's from Singapore.
Time zone is 3.5 hours after our session starts.
It become not a rest day, it become a listening day every day.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter tells me, Amma, Sundays you're locked in your room. So
nice. Anybody else has a question? You may please ask your question. One last question. Yeah, because we don't want to hold Pongal also for long.
No issues at all. It's a pleasure to answer a question. And thank you so much. Actually, I really enjoyed.
Same here, Pongal. Look forward to meeting you sometime soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam, that is the strength of Annamalai alumni, madam.
Oh, yeah. I also had my education. That's what Gopi sir had mentioned. Actually, I completed my English literature from Annamalai University. I did write both the years together, and it was like, because I needed my PG to become a principal. So it was like kind of a different change altogether. So
thank you.
I think we are done. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pongal.